music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my review for Queen Sugar. This is episode 5 of season 3. And it was a really good episode. But each borderline sibling got to me in one way or the other. Okay. Tonight's lipstick is it's Urban Decay. The color is Quartz Crank. It is a Magna matte, and I like it. So yeah, but yeah, it's Urban Decay. Cute lipstick color, cute lipstick color, cute lipstick color. The episodes. Oh, if you have not done so already, please take a moment and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead to my channel, look at some of the other videos. Don't forget to like this video and also drop a comment below about the show or about my review. The episode starts off, we see, Darla and Blue basically having a moment. Darla's picking him up. Well, no, she's coming back with him from his class school trip. And, they're going to the car and everything. And then he's kind of wondering, like, what I'm saying, Ma, when you gonna come back home? She's like, remember I told you, I have my own house now. And he's like, yeah, but when you and Pop get married, you gonna move back home, right? So we remember Blue don't know that his mom and his daddy ain't getting married anymore. He still is under the impression that mama been gone for a minute, but she back now. She gonna come home eventually, but her ass ain't coming home. So we see from there, she gonna text Ralph Angel to say, hey, we need to talk to Blue and like kind of tell him what's going on, because he just needs to know. We also see her dropping Blue off at Aunt Vi's house with Aunt Vi Hollywood, and we kind of see Aunt Vi don't talk to Darla. She walks up. She's, of course, dealing with Blue. You just see when she walks up, neither Aunt Vi or Hollywood even say hello or acknowledge Darla. They just kind of acknowledge Blue and deal with that. And then when Darla say, Aunt Vi, she just keeps walking as if she didn't hear anything. So, I get they Ralph Angel's family. I get they're kind of still upset with her about what's going on. But at the same time, if Blue is who y'all trying to protect, y'all ignoring his mama is going to make him feel some kind of way about y'all. Blue loved his mama. I mean, he loved them too. But Blue was also a kid to where he don't want to see anybody slighted. So I feel like if he noticed my daddy ain't talking to my mama, Aunt Vi ain't talking, what I'm saying? The people ain't talking to my mama, he gonna have some, he gonna feel some kind of way. So I think that was kind of, weird that Aunt Vi and even Hollywood didn't at least say, hey, Darla, you speak to somebody when you don't like them. Hey, all right, see you later. And see you later. That means get out of my face and I don't want to talk to you no more. But she don't even do that. She just walk away with Blue. So Nova and Remy. Nova and Remy, I love her name like that. Nova and Remy are still having these moments. Okay, they've been having these moments since last season at Aunt Vi and Hollywood's engagement party, when they had that moment at the damn kitchen at the sink. So, she's on the farm, of course, and she's writing, drinking coffee. She's kind of in her bag. So, Remy like, yeah, I always see you here, either on that computer or drinking some coffee. And even Rob ain't like, yeah, she always here, dirtying up my dishes. So, Remy saying, I know somewhere you can go to kind of relax and still be in your zone or whatever. And then she's like, oh, okay. Still, it's these little moments of them just, it would be great if he didn't used to have those moments with her sister. Okay. And it's weird because they both realize they're having these moments, and neither one of them have said, we should not be having these moments because you have these moments with my sister, or I have these moments with your sister. I'm like, why ain't Nova or Remy both say, you know what, we need to just kind of cut this out? But they're grown adults. We're gonna get to that in a minute. So he takes her fishing. Okay. His girl out on a little riverboat catching some fish. They get out to the little dock or whatever. He like, leave your laptop here. I bought you this composition notebook to write notes the old-fashioned way. Put this vest on. We're gonna go do things my way. Oh, well, okay, you're away. Again, these little moments between Nova and Remy. So and she's smiling. She's smiling. He's smiling. Them little smiles that let you know I feel some kind of way. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on here. So I'm like, okay, they on the boat. Still having these little moments of them, he rowing a boat, they fishing. It's just these, I keep saying, I'm telling y'all, these damn moments. We even see them talking about how Ernest knew he wanted to marry Nova's mama from taking her on the boat, and how she caught some fish or whatever. And how Ernest told Remy that's how he knew he wanted to be, marry her mother. And Nova like, well, I felt like my mom was kind of talked into living a life that she kind of didn't want to live. And she's like, I don't want to ever be talked into something again. And not again. It was Remy telling a story about her dad and her mama. Nova listening to her, listening to him. And it's just, it's just in the air. Okay, it's in the air with them. I'm like, is something gonna happen? We do see Micah at home. He's ignoring his daddy. He I don't talk to that man, and he's at home with his new friends. The friends who were the 4 kids protesting at the game. We see his little girl, and Kiki ain't there. Kiki ass ain't been around for a minute. Let's just say that. Let's put that out on the table. So Charley comes home and see these random kids in her house, and she's like, hey Micah, what's going on here? Oh, these are my friends or whatever. He kind of introduces them like, yeah, Kiki had to go do whatever else. Micah, can I talk to you real quick? And I think she's worried, actually, like, you got these kids in my house. I don't know them. How do we know we can trust them? It can be things we don't know. So, she basically said, like, look, I need you to, kind of wrap it up, and they need to go home. Even little one boy was like, you don't have no real milk. You only got almond milk. And she said, well, almond milk is better for you. He said, well, yeah, but it takes all this, so much water to grow this one almond. So, what I'm saying? It might be better for you now, but think about how much water. I'm like, oh, he just a whole lesson, brother. Okay. So, as they're wrapping that on up, Davis called Charley. Like, what I'm saying? I need to come talk to you, whatever. Like, when you're available, I'm gonna come tomorrow. Like, he is trying to have a conversation with Charley, and Micah know what he's trying to talk about. And Micah, not, like, I don't know if I'm weirded out that Micah has not told his mama yet, or if Micah hopes his mama. I don't know. I think if my father told me I got a kid, I'm going home and I'm telling mama, okay, because daddy, you ain't shit. But Micah kind of still dealing with it in his own right, so he kind of just, isn't really addressing it. But he say, Dave was coming over tomorrow to talk. Okay, cool. We see Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel is at his boss's house. Remember, he works at the little shrimp or fish dock with the Asian people. So he's at their house, his boss's house, for like a feast. Okay, he's friends with one of the guys who works there. He knows the daughter who also works there, whatever. So what I'm saying, he's there having fun. He's basically sitting at the damn table with these people. Not even these people. He's sitting at the table with the daughter, rolling spring rolls. And like just talking and talking and talking, what I'm saying, having fun, bonding. I guess the episode was a bonding episode. We do see, the daughter. I don't remember her name. Hopefully by the next episode I remember it. Anyway, she's speaking about, because he sees like a little vigil on the table, and she explains how they came over here from wherever else and how they came to New Orleans. So that was really cute. And then even when all the other Asians come out, I mean, they went to start eating food, and it went from like maybe 5 Asians, like 1900 Asians. I'm like, where all these Asians come from? Like, that has to be really. I mean, it was a good 20 Asians who came into the dinner table. I'm like, ain't even enough chairs there, but they are there. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing with black people. You know what I'm saying? It'd be 18,675 people over for Thanksgiving dinner, or for the barbecue, or for Uncle Ray Ray's party, or whatever it is. It's always a lot of us. And and I hope they're Asian and not like Japanese or Korean. I'm not sure which one they are, but I'm not trying to be offensive. Anyway, so we have that moment. But they're, of course, because she's teaching him how to roll the spring roll. So they're really like bonding and talking. And I said from the moment that girl came on screen, maybe episode 1. If not episode 1, it was episode 2. I said, he gonna like that girl. And sure enough, after they had the little thing at the family house or whatever, he went back on down to the docks to see her, like, hey, what you doing? I came to see if if you're gonna be, if you're available, whatever that he said. And she said, oh, that's so sweet. no, I can't make it that day. He like, oh, well, all right, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? Have a good life. And she like, well, goddamn it, Ralph Angel. And she said, you do know there's 6 other days in the week. Like, I'm free on Mondays. He had left thinking she was saying, like, I don't want to talk to you. And she just said, no, on that one day, I'm not free. But there's other days in the week that you can talk to me and I can. So he's happy that when she says, we can go out on Monday. So, you know what I'm saying? He got a date. I don't know if I like the fact that he has a date, considering you still trying to get stuff settled with Darla. You need to get, you know what I'm saying, Blue situated. You would just have sex with the other girl in your house. It's a lot. But, I mean, if you like someone, you're supposed to act them too. So, I feel some kind of way. We do see Rod go home from that, and he gets home and his new hired, the guy who was locked up or whatever, who now worked on the farm. I can't remember his name. Yeah, but I know he's cute. Okay, he's, you know what I'm saying, he's really cute. I like him. He's, hey, but he's at the house, like, sitting on the porch, and he like, man, what you doing here? What's up? He like, man, you know what I'm saying, I need somewhere to stay for the night. You know what I'm saying, I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm trying not to get in trouble. And if I go back to where I was, something gonna happen. I'm trying to just not even get into that. So Rod like, look, I got a son. I ain't running no halfway house. I ain't running no hotel, no motel. But you can say tonight, and say, but you gotta figure out something to do, after tomorrow. The next morning, he's up on the phone trying to find somewhere to be. You know what I'm saying? He called one friend or the other friend, and they're like, no, I can't, I don't know, whatever. And so he like, he gotta still try to find somewhere to be. So him and Ralph Angel kind of sitting at the table having breakfast. It was a cute little scene, and he asked him like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, my grandma put me out. She felt like I was gonna get into some trouble, and I can't blame her. He like, but however, he like, do you ever be out on these streets and just feel like you don't belong? And it's a thing of when you gone, sometimes you gone so long and you come home, nothing feels the same. And so because Rod was also in prison, he says, I know exactly what you mean. When I first got out, about a week after, I was out to dinner with my pops, and he like, I felt like everyone was looking at me because they knew how I fucked up. He said, my dad told me at that point in time, just take it one day at a time. He said, yeah, I really, really get that. He like, when I was locked up, I told myself when I get out, I ain't never going back, and I don't never want to go back. And it's a scene where he's just like Ralph Angel on the surface. You know what I'm saying? We don't know where else, but he's like Rod on the surface, where he trying to get better, but he got all this bad luck. He don't have nowhere to be. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to do better, and he's hoping he doesn't fail at succeeding. And I think, with him and Rod sitting there, Rod witnessed, or if he felt the connection to him, and that kind of being the same thing, because later on, when he found out the guy, he said, well, you got some more to stay? He said, yeah, I'm going to go, to this and this place. And he like, man, don't nothing over there be good. If you over there, it's all kind of stuff going on or whatever. He like, nah, I just mind my business. I let them man. He like, nah, but sometimes their business become your business and it gets messy. He say, look, you can stay here until you find a stable, safe place to be. He like, but again, I ain't running a motel. You know what I'm saying? You in my house. I got a son. You got to follow my rules. He like, oh, man, you just don't even understand how grateful I am for you to let me do this. And I'm looking like, I hope this kid ain't like using Rod to like burn the field down. This is something dumb. I'm hoping it's really a good thing so that Rod don't feel like I should have followed my first man and not helped a convict. I'm really hoping it's gonna be some positive. Lord Jesus, don't let this boy like burn the barn down, or this something. I just don't need anything dumb to happen. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So we do see Davis come over to talk to Charley. He get there, Micah leave. I'm out. I don't want to talk to you. Gotta go. Fuck you, dad. You ain't shit. Gotta go. So Charley like, what's up with you two? Like, what's going on? He like, oh, but look, I need to talk to you. Her phone ringing. Oh, this is business. Okay, just start talking. He like, no. He take her phone, like, put the phone down. Like, no, I need to talk to you. Like, this is serious. He then say, I'm sorry. She like, oh, this motherfucker. He goes into the whole thing, 13 years ago, I had an affair. And she's like, and then he says, I have a daughter. Her whole face like, what the fuck did this motherfucker just say? And he's like, I have a daughter. Her mom died last month, and I'm moving back to LA to take care of her. And she's like, what? Like, you have a daughter who lived in our city, you know what I'm saying? When did you hit rock bottom? Meaning we were in LA, or we was in LA for 13 years, and you knew for 13 years you had a kid in the same city as us, and you ain't say shit for 13 years, bruh. And you know, it's true. How low are you gonna fall? Like, it's like when the press hears this, oh my God. And it's true. Think about if you heard right now that Kobe Bryant had a damn 13-year-old kid and he been married to his wife for 15 years. It's gonna be some shit, okay? You just can't. If Magic Johnson had a secret kid somewhere, it's gonna be some shit anyway. But you know, it is a thing, or her like it's gonna be in the press. It's gonna kind of be crazy. And like, you know, if they find out about this girl, he's like, her name is Tia. Her name is Tia. She's 13, and he tries to show her a picture. She's like, I don't want to see no fucking picture of her. You know, I don't want you to use her to, you know, kind of soften this blow. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe you. You know, you ain't shit. You ain't this. He's like, I'm a good father. I'm gonna be a good father. I promise, Micah. You told Micah before you told me. You know, you left him to deal with this. Get out. Get out of my house. And she's pissed. Like, get the fuck out. Go on, head on. Get out, get out, get out. So he leaves. And she's on the floor crying. Because even though their marriage is over, even though she knew he cheated, even though she knew how much of a piece of shit he was, she still did not realize he was hiding a secret kid for 13 years in their own city. So I think she just feels betrayed. I do want her to get over it pretty quickly. Because again, you've moved on from that relationship. And my thing is, he just more of a piece of shit. Like, it's more of a reason why I don't like your ass. So it's going to take some time for her to get over it. But I don't want her to sit in that muck. However, you know, we do see her like trying to call Micah, talk to Micah. He out with his friends at the little plantation thing, taking pictures. He kind of ignores it, but he says like, I'm good. I'm out here busy. I'll talk to you later. You know, we do see how she calls Aunt Vi. She calls Charley. She calls Rob Angel. No one answers. And she's basically left alone at her house on the floor, floored. Like, she's floored with the fact that the weight of this secret coming out, and she's just crying her eyes out, and she has no one to come help her up off the floor because she's floored. You know what I'm saying? But at that moment, she gets a text, and I'm like, please let the text be from like the cutie from the hospital who wants to like go hang out or something. But no, it's from creepy ass Jacob. I'm like, Jacob is just, ugh. And he wants like, you know, are you ready, or are you available to talk about some reports or whatever. So we do see that she go and she had drinks with the devil she knows. Because make no qualms about it, Jacob is the devil, okay? He really is. But she's like, I ain't got nobody else to talk to. I ain't got nobody else to hang out with. I'm going to go hang out with the devil I know, because I know how far I can push the situation. Cool. I just don't like Jacob. I feel like Jacob is going to like just do some things, and it's going to make me not like white people. And I hate when I watch shows and people do things that make me not like white people. And it just, you know, whatever. Anyway, they're at the bar, laughing and talking and drinking, laughing and talking and drinking, laughing, talking and drinking. She would have been on her floor, floored, to be at the bar full of drinks, because now she got a whole bunch of things. So at the bar, they're laughing, talking, and drinking, and you see some good old white boys walk up like, hey, Jacob, oh, I thought that was you. You know, he like, oh, hey, what's up, y'all? What's going on? So he like, oh, yeah, we just finished, you know, the job at the whatever, the space here, whatever. And then you see Jacob kind of hurries them up to, oh, okay, well, you know, don't worry about that. So he kind of shushes them because he don't want them to say too much in front of Charley. And you can clearly see that, and Charley sees it too. I'm going to get y'all some drinks and go over there, have a seat. You know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. Go on over there. Go on over there. Okay? Not over here. Over there. So, Charley looking like, you know, the little, you know. And he then said, oh, yeah, they doing some work for us over at the other mill. So, you know, don't worry about that. But Charley know he lying. And like, you know, let's have some more drinks. But she like, yeah. Okay, mother, is what she kind of, you know, the thought that I had in my head, what she said. But she peeped. He shushed them up for a reason. They doing something, and I don't think it's for what he's saying it's for, because he cut them off pretty quickly so they couldn't say what it was that they were doing. All she knew was it was something about some testing or some field or whatever. So we see that whole thing. But I love how even though Charlie's a little bit intoxicated, she quickly peep game and like, okay, I gotta get my wits by myself. Like I'm with the devil still. He might be the devil, I know, but he's still the devil. And I don't mean like white devil. It's the thing of you know how you say, oh, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. That goes for black, white, and different. Anyway, Micah and his friends are at like a plantation, and they're walking around, of course, taking pictures. And at first, I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen here? Because they're trying to find somewhere to kind of make a statement. So they're sitting on the porch. You know, they're sitting on the porch, just kind of talking a little bit. And then a white worker happens to walk up and say, y'all can't sit in them chairs because them chairs is really old. The one guy say, you know what I'm saying? My ancestors, you know, fought to sit in these chairs, so I'm gonna sit right here. And then another one, like, you know, how about you go tell them other kids to stop, you know, jumping in out the windows over at the actual slave quarters, instead of telling us, well, we can't sit. And I'm like, well, that is true. My thing is, you have people who come to plantations to touch, do things, and sit down and take pictures. So, like, it was a question of why did you come up to them and say what they can't do? And they all in their own way. So, you know what I'm saying? You got kids over there climbing the windows. You have people over here taking pictures in shackles. Like, it is what it is. And then he's like, you know what? I think y'all need to leave. And they all kind of like stand up like, what? Really? I'm like, oh, it's finna be a fight. Okay. Micah, get your camera ready. But the other guy say, you know what? Nah, we're gonna leave because we clearly see what this place is really for. Meaning, you want to come to the black folk, we can't sit where white folk used to sit. You know what I'm saying? But the white folk out there in the slave quarters taking pictures with shackles, and then, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole different thing. Like, and you gonna come to us and say, well, we can't do, but they out there. So this place is for white people to come and enjoy and have fun, like it's fucking amusement park with slavery. It ain't for us to kind of just sit and reminisce and say this is hard, or, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we couldn't sit on the good white folk porch, okay? And, you know, it was a very telling scene, and I can tell that Micah's changing because he is absorbing their energy. He's absorbing how they don't just bow down to anyone saying what they can't do, which almost sometimes might not be the best thing, because, you know, in the day and age that we are in, they kill little black kids for nothing. So it's also a thing of make sure you're not pressing authority to where you can be murdered. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thin line in my personal opinion. Anyway, we see Nova and Nova and Remy off the boat down there on the dock, drinking a little beer or whatever, and they're talking. And he asked her, like, what did you mean when you said that you didn't want to be talked into anything anymore back on the boat? And she said, you know, in the past when I was with someone, they always wanted me, you know what I'm saying, they wanted a piece of me that I didn't have. You know, they wanted me to be something more than what I was. They wanted me to be what they wanted me to be for them, and that wasn't me. And I didn't want to be someone who I wasn't. And then he says, in the most smooth, debonair, Billy D. Williams, you know what I'm saying, old school mahogany player voice. You deserve to be with someone who wants you. Just Nova. Not Nova the activist, not Nova the journalist, just Nova. And then I said, you deserve to be with someone who wants just Nova. I said, this nigga here is as slick as a can of oil. Okay? And then she said, oh. And she tilts her head, and she puts her head on his shoulder, and he looks at her, and he kind of tilts his head into her, and then they both look up, okay? And they having these moments, okay? This is a moment of what he said, a moment of her putting her head on his shoulder, a moment of him leaning back into her, and then what happens next? They kiss. I swear, when they kiss, I said, motherfucker, that's your sister's ex and one with other, and you dated that girl's sister. You can't be having moments. You can't do that, okay? It's against all the bylaws and laws of sisterhood, okay? It's against all the rules and the regulations, okay? You can't just do things like that, okay? But Nova and Remy work in a way that Charley and Remy didn't. for different reasons though. And it's just sad that, you know, they not gonna be able to work simply because he used to have moments with her sister. Like, I don't know how else to say. You used to have moments with that girl's sister, and even though he and Charley never had sex, they didn't know they never had sex. But they had a connection. Even though I don't think Charley and Remy will get back together, I think that ship has sailed. I don't see how Nova and Remy can ever be a real thing without causing tension between Nova and Charley. So that's my little thing. We see Charley back at the bar still drinking with Jacob, and so music is playing, and he like, you know what I'm saying, you can kind of tell, you know what I'm saying, he up to something. So he like, you know, I can't never listen to the song and not dance to the Beautiful Woman, you know, let's dance. And she's like, oh no, I don't, you know, I'm not much of a dancer. Excuse me. And then he says, well, no, you know, let's dance. And you can just tell he not gonna take no for an answer. So he basically forced her to dance, okay? So he basically raped her feet, okay? That's just what I say it is. And so they're dancing, and he's pulling her closer and closer and closer until they're like chest to chest, and you know, her head is on his chest because he's taller, and then he's like, you know, leaning to her, and you see her having to be still in her uncomfortableness with this man who she don't like. Like, as much as we think Charley is doing, you know, she's enjoying it, she doesn't like this person. She's dancing with the devil she knows, because she knows at this point it's necessary to beat them. And to see her be still in her uncomfortableness, and then as she is silently, tears coming out her face, and she's silently crying because, one, this creepy ass man is touching me, that's one, and two, the whole Davis situation. So she just feels vulnerable. So you can kind of see, you know, that going on, and her just having to be stuck in that moment of this is where I am. I have to do what I have to do, even if it entails letting this man embrace me, who makes me feel creepy and dirty and disgusting, but I have to do it, and I have to let these silent tears fall down my face. So, you know, and you know, I'm just like, girl, just so much. So from there, they then go outside, and he like, oh, I had a great time. I'm looking like, oh my God, he's just so creepy. Just please don't, you know, rape her. And she's like, oh yeah, me too. And then he like leans in for a kiss, and she kind of just goes with it. I'm like, she kissed him. Not that I think I just wish there was a way that she didn't have to. I think Jacob has raped black women in the past, and we just waiting for it to come to pass. Okay, I just feel like he is a weird, just awkward black woman abusing in different ways a person. I just don't like Jacob. He gives me a creepy vibe. But anyway, so we see them kissing outside, and he's getting more into it, and she's just trying to politely push him away, like, oh no, it's too much, it's too much, it's too much. Oh, I have to get home, my son. And then he's like, oh, okay. And they part ways. So I'm like, oh my God, that's just so much. We do see Ivy, and Ivy this episode, it was little stuff. You know what I'm saying? We see how her lupus is, you know, having different issues. She is having to switch around her medication. She's feeling dizzy, so we see that kind of stuff. But it wasn't much between her and Hollywood besides that. So we do see Hollywood, this hurts, and how she has to write down her symptoms to, you know, deal with her medication being changed. Then we see Hollywood but giving her different food that's healthy but still tastes good. The food she was making was nasty. So we see that whole thing. We then see Ralph Angel and Darla having to talk to Blue. So, you know, they tell him, you know, you're going to have 2 rooms now. You're going to have 1 room here at the farm, and then 1 room at your mom's house. And he's like, well, why we do that or whatever? And then they say, well, no, you know, we're not getting married, but we're going to forever be friends. And then he's like, but you said forever. And then he's like, oh, we know we said forever, but, you know, me and mommy is going to still be friends, and we still love you. Blue crying. I'm like, oh, no. Blue's so sad. So he's sad, he's crying, of course, and he's just upset. And, you know, I love how Ralph got down on his knees and he said to him, I'm so sorry that we ruined your forever. But, you know, your mom and me, we love you forever. You know, we love you always. And then he just said, you know what I'm saying, can I go to my room? And I'm like, oh my God, heartbreaking. Okay, Blue's crying, going to his room. You see Ralph then sit down next to Darla, and one tear fall down his face because he is heartbroken that he felt like he broke his son's heart. Like, I should have followed my first man and just not got back with his mama, but I got back with his mama, got his heart all happy and enjoying and loving us together, and now we're breaking that forever promise that he had, and now my son and one with the other is broken, so that breaks me. So it means I'm crying now, and I have this one little tear, and he gets up, he kind of walks out because he's just too emotional, and Darla's left sitting on the couch by herself, and it's just like, what to do? Okay. And then, you know, so from there we see Charlie's home, and she feels dirty because, you know, Davis as a child, Jacob touched her, Jacob kissed her, he embraced her, and it makes her feel dirty. So, you know, we see her, she's just sitting in the tub, and I felt like she was sitting there feeling like, how can I wash this day off of me? And she just sits in the tub trying to clean herself. Basically, she just sitting in the water because she feels dirty. And that's how the episode goes off. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to like this video, and to put a comment below. So, peace.